Perseus. Percy Jackson is the title character and narrator of Riordan's Percy Jackson and the Olympians series and a protagonist in the sequel series The Heroes of Olympus, which are part of the Camp Half-Blood Chronicles. Character: Percy Jackson begins the series as a 12-year-old boy who has been expelled from every school he has ever attended. Suffering from ADHD and dyslexia, he is a demigod who moves between the modern world of the United States and the world of Greek mythology. Percy's father is Poseidon, the Greek god of the sea. Initially, Percy resented his father, feeling as if he were abandoned, but as he sees more of his father, they form a close bond. He has a half-brother named Tyson, a cyclops. At first, Percy was ashamed to have a monster as a brother, but he later grew fond of the cyclops after the adventures they had together. It was revealed later that Tyson prayed for a friend to his father, and so Poseidon sent him Percy. He is also related to Frank Zhang, as Frank's maternal ancestors link him to Poseidon. Description: Percy is described as handsome, with jet black hair and bright sea-green eyes. Sally had once said that Percy looked exactly like his father, Poseidon. Personality: a natural leader, he is brave, spirited, and willing to risk his life for those he cares about. His sense of humor is sarcastic and intelligent, and his demeanor is laid back. While he can be intelligent at times, Percy can act unintelligent and absent-minded. His prowess has earned him the respect of all Olympians, including Artemis, who dislikes men, Dionysus, who dislikes heroes, and Hades, who dislikes humans. Some of Percy's friends are misfits and outcasts with a few exceptions, and his fatal flaw, according to Athena, is excessive personal loyalty. She says that he would risk the world and even his own life to save a loved one. Kronos exploited this trait in Percy Jackson and the Olympians by putting his friends in peril so that Percy would try to save them and be killed in the process. In The Son of Neptune, Mars tells Frank that he believes this loyalty could hinder the completion of the prophecy of seven, but Hera states that his fatal flaw will keep the seven together. Hera also mentions that when a daughter of Athena, such as Annabeth, comes to Rome, it will cause trouble. Abilities: like most demigods, Percy has ADHD and dyslexia, the former because of his natural battle instincts, and the latter because his brain is meant to understand ancient Greek and not English. Percy has limited clairvoyance because of his father's unpredictable nature. Sometimes in his visions, Percy is another person, such as Heracles. He has a Greek, unpredictable, singular fighting style and is an expert swordsman. After bathing in the river Styx, Percy was given the curse of Achilles, which he loses when it is swept away in the Little Tiber. In addition, he has an empathy link with his satyr guardian Grover. Being a son of Poseidon, one of the big three gods, Percy is more powerful than most of the other children of gods, and he has a degree of divine authority over his father's domains and subjects. Because he is the son of the god of the sea, Percy is given several water-induced abilities, such as hydrokinesis, a disproportionate amount of superhuman clarity, strength, speed, agility, and endurance in the water, water propulsion, breathing underwater, immunity in water, water solidification, sailing skills, communication with marine animals, aerokinesis of hurricanes and water-related storms, cryokinesis, heat resistance, and healing when in contact with water. Magical items: Percy's main weapon is anaklusmos, which is the Greek word for riptide. It is made of celestial bronze and was given to him by Chiron. He first used it against Mrs. Dodds, his pre-algebra teacher, when she turned into a fury and attacked him. When not in sword form, riptide appears as a ballpoint pen that writes with celestial bronze ink. It was a weapon of Heracles, who received it from Nightshade. He also uses javelins with a grappling hook and an explosive setting on occasion. Percy has several magical items from battles against monsters. The first of these is the Horn of the Minotaur, which he obtained after killing the beast, assuming that it had killed his mother. Another is the head of Medusa, which he cut off after killing it. He gave it to his mother, who used its petrifying power to turn her abusive husband Gabi to stone. When he killed the Nemean lion, its pelt turned into a lionskin coat, but then, later on, he throws it into the sea as an offering to Poseidon. Magical pets and companions. Percy has two magical pets and companions. The first is Blackjack, a Pegasus that Percy liberated in the Sea of Monsters. Since then, Blackjack has become his personal steed and the two can speak to each other. Blackjack repeatedly has to save Percy's life. Blackjack is quite fond of sugar cubes and donuts. The second is Mrs. O'Leary, a pet hellhound that he received from Daedalus before the inventor died in the Battle of the Labyrinth. He refers to Mrs. O'Leary as his dog. The mist somehow causes her to appear as a poodle to mortals. References. External links, official Percy Jackson site.